Hello everyone, welcome to Master PSIR with ISR. Today in Political Science Optional, we'll discussing a very important political theory given by a eminent 20th century social theorist, that is Weber's theory of political setup. This theory is very important because it is also relevant in present times. And if you want to have an edge over other aspirants who are preparing for the same examination, that is UPSC, you have to definitely think two important aspects when you're writing the mains examination. First of all, any question which is given in the paper 1, you should definitely link it to the paper 2. This is one point you have to remember. Then the second important aspect of your answer writing should concentrate on the theory or whatever the concept you have learned in the paper 1, whether can you correlate with the present political setup of our country. If not that or any other country, if you are able to concentrate on any of these two aspects, so definitely you'll get very high marks in your mains examination. Our intention is to score more than 300 plus marks. This is a major important aspect that one should be aware of it. And for that, in the description I have given the description. I've given my phone number. You can just contact to that. We'll have a discussion one-to-one. I'll try to evaluate that till where you have done your PSIR, what are the topics that you have left, where is the knowledge gap you are having, what you are not able to do, what you are able to do. We'll do a SWOT analysis of yours, and I'll try to give a customized plan, and I will be there with you. So you can be a part of PSIR main test series. You can enroll in that. Along with that, other aspects will be there that I will discuss you at the end of the lecture. Let us start our discussion with the Weber's theory of political science. A small gist of it, very important. You will get it just like that. Okay, chalo. Just wait for a second. I'll just keep this particular. 1 second. I have to enlarge this one. Right. We are back online. I'll be just trying to present this. This is where presented. Clear. Chalo. Let us discuss it. Try to have a very good clear focus on what we are doing, because optional subjects are very important for your examination. 800 if it is a cutoff, remember this point. If the cutoff is 800, so 300 marks if you are able to get in the optional. Just imagine that in every other subjects, if you're out of 250, if you're scoring around 90 also, will be a very good marks. Okay, so obviously in paper 1 you will be having like 125 marks, 125 marks, 2 questions will be there also. If you're able to score 90 in 5 subjects, then 300 marks, then you will be definitely be in top 30 of the crackers or rankers. Okay, so make sure that you don't skip it, any of it, whatever we are learning. Make sure that you always stay with me whenever we are discussing the political theories or current affairs related to it. It will definitely have a lot of impact on your preparation, because this will be like continuously we will doing for till the month of October when you're writing the mains. I'll be there after that also. It's important that you should be a part of it before it, so that you will take the benefit of it. Now let us start our discussion. Politics as vocation. Now the question is, what is vocation? Vocation is nothing but suitability. Okay, suitability. That is only called as what? Vocation. Okay, so how the politics will suit a particular country, or you can say a particular state, that principles or the ingredients are given by Weber, one of the very eminent social theorists of 20th century. And his political thoughts have originated during what 18th century revolutions that has happened in what Germany and another countries. But he's mostly his thoughts, the provoking thoughts, whatever he has got with 18th century Germany revolutions. And at that political point of time, okay, this particular dictatorship was there in Germany, Napoleon Bonaparte, etc. All that particular dictators were there. So in these areas, okay, after assessing it, he has got some important analysis of what has happened, and he has given his view that a particular political theory, how it is going to be successful in a particular state or a country. When we are discussing about state, we will also talk about in Article 12 of our Constitution, what is the position of state here. Because in Weber's theory, the word state has been mentioned a lot of time. The elements of this was also given. We'll try to understand in that perspective also. Okay, right. So according to Weber, politics is concerned with central political association, that is state. Very important distinction I am going to give you. Please make sure that you don't skip it. Okay, you have to learn it this way only, very leisurely, very focused. You should be on whatever I am teaching you, then only it will make impact in your preparation. So there is one important difference that one should know when you are reading the political science, that is the meaning of country and state. Okay, basically the word country is related to just the geographical boundaries. Okay, just the geographical boundaries the word country is related to. This point you have to remember. Whereas when we talk about state, we'll talk about here political leadership. We'll talk about, remember this point, what I am writing, political leadership I am talking about. Then I will also talk about political institutions. I'll also talk about political institutions in it. Basically, political institutions are created in order to control and regulate the society. Okay, which has many functions like economic functions, cultural functions, social functions, political functions. Even the society has got n number of functions also. But whatever the function the society performs, that functions will be controlled and regulated by political institutions. If I tell you one simple example, if all your economic activities are basically governed by what? N number of ministries that has been established. Ministry of Heavy Industries are there, Ministry of MSMEs are there, right or wrong? Then regulatory bodies we are having, DICs are there, investment related things are there, many are there. Okay, fine. So political institutions we are having that will control or regulate a society in all its spheres. Okay, then we also have what? Society as one, like people, nothing but people. So whenever we talk about state, we talk about these three important elements: political leadership, political institution, and society. Political institution, I have given you one important economic function related aspect. If I talk about political institutions of society, are nothing but what? Farmer producers organizations are there, NGOs are there, civil society organizations are there. These are what? Associations which try to influence the government, nothing but act as a pressure group. For that purpose also a lot of acts are there. Okay, and rights are also there under Article 19. So but to govern all of this, we are having what? Judiciary is also there here, acts are also there here, legislative setup is there, judicial setup is there. So the political functions of the society is also controlled by various political institutions, which is nothing but statutory bodies created and also what? Judiciary created. Right. So this is a major important difference between a country and a state, where the student lacks information this clearly. That is what I have told you. So as of now, you have learned about the country means the geographical territory. Generally, we define it that way. But when you talk about state, it does not just talk about geographical territory of a country, but also talks about political leadership, who is ruling, and political institution and society. Here, one important point one should know. Political institutions are nothing but they act as a physical force, because they physically are visible to us and they will enforce on us various rules, regulations, etc., so and so forth. So political institutions along with the judiciary act as a physical force. This point also you should remember. Okay, I'll just clear the slide. Right. Sure. So you understood this point that politics is concerned with the central political association, that is state. Means everything with regard to the politics is around what? Central political association, which is nothing but a government body, which includes what? Society, which includes what? Political institution, through which they will enforce the various rules and regulations in order to control and regulate the society. The term state Okay, when do you call it as a state? Do we have a specific definition for it? The answer here is no. So if a state or the government is doing a particular task, do we say that it's a state? No. Government, if it does a particular task, on the basis of the task done by the government, generally it don't define the meaning of a state, because state itself is not a, a one dimensional aspect. State is already, we have seen that it is having multi-dimensional nature. Okay, so if a government does a particular task, it will not be determined as a state. According to Weber, the state is nothing but a human community, that is what I was talking about, a society that successfully claims the monopoly of legitimate use of physical use. Means claims the monopoly, means we as a Indians, we claim that whatever the physical forces are there within the given territory, we will use them legitimately. We will use them legitimately. So basically state is more related to what? People and their interaction with what? Government, that is nothing but a central political setup. We are talking about central political setup because at that point of time Weber has having that centralization only existent done in the modern in that times where the German all that revolutions happened. So there the country complete centralization was there, leadership was centrally located. That's why he has given this particular answer in this way. But today we are seeing that a lot of decentralization is also happening with regard to the power distribution, and our constitution itself has given us what? Separation of powers. Weber not only talked about centralization, but he also said that there should be an influence should be there from the state to distribute the power. So he spoke about that also, right? So I guess these three are clear to you. Now, three elements he has given with regard to what is called as a state. The first is a given territory, nothing but India here, with the state controls, then the government, nothing but political association, central association will control the use of physical force to maintain its control. That is what I have told you. Political institutions such as statutory bodies. Okay, statutory bodies are there. Okay, political institutions, statutory bodies such as we are having RBI is there, we are having IRDA is there. Along with that, we also have what? Judiciary is there. So a lot of tribunals are there. So police, law and order is there, army is there. So the use of physical force to control it, to maintain its control. Okay, the state will maintain its control by using the physical force. Then most importantly, the monopoly of legitimate use of such force or coercion. Means he says that a particular law, a particular rule could also be implemented in a country, but coercion means by force also we can implement. Like AFSA is there here, Armed Forces Special Act is there, which is applicable in the northeastern areas majorly. Okay, they don't decide it, but we enforce it because we say that it is the legitimately we are doing. We are not doing it just like that. We are saying that we are doing it because here lot of insurgency problems are there, separatist tendencies are emerging here. That is the reason we are actually putting a particular act. It means the people here what coerce means were forced to accept a particular thing. Okay, and for that the state is saying that we are having legitimacy over it. Okay, so Weber also says that everything should not be like nice. He is always saying that either you can do the things with the help of what? Referendum. Okay, referendum is nothing but make a voting and let us see that how many of the population will say yes for it, then implement a rule or law. He is also advocate of this, but he is also advocate of what? Coercion also. He is also advocate of coercion. He says that if things are not going good, then it is very suitable from the part of the political institution that they have to use force in order to maintain and regulate the state. So 3 points you have to remember. What the society should do? The society should accept the legitimacy. Then only there will be sustainability in the country. Society should accept what? The legitimacy of the state. Means those who are ruling the political institution, the society should say that okay, we have to accept. And he said that there is a very deep relationship is there with regard to state and society. Whenever we talk about state, it cannot be negligent of society. Basically, he says that state is nothing but society, society is nothing but state. If you talk about state, society cannot be excluded from it. So there is a strong relationship is there between state and society according to Weber. That is why whatever the government is there, it always formulate policies, it always works towards what? The welfare of the people. That has also been enshrined in DPSP in the part 4th of our constitution in the form of what? The main objective of the government is to establish socialistic pattern of society or a welfare state. That is also given. So the complete constitution is nothing but a political institution, is or not? Yes, in a way it is a political institution on paper, and this complete constitution is talking about what? Talking about welfare of society. So the complete political setup should work for our society. That's why a politics cannot be alienated from society, society cannot be alienated from politics. So there is a deeper and very intense and intimate relationship is there between the state and society. Striving to share the power, later on he went on to say that government should strive to share the power among its particular units of administration, to the state government, to the municipalities, to the local panchayat raj institutions. Not only that, give the delegation, like RBI, autonomous bodies are there, RBI is there, then we also have ISRO is there. ISRO's under one commercial arm is there, which is antics, that works on its own. So striving to share power or strive to influence the distribution of power among states or among groups within the state is very, very essential. Okay, and it is very important for the state exist with a particular social context. For the society, if the state is existing, then only the meaning of state is good and it will be sustainable. There won't be any problem with regard to what? Country itself. Okay, then if you see that with regard to distribution of power, as I've already told you that Weber said that we have to go for distribution of power for sure. And he said that at that point of time when we was giving the theory, there is a continuous growth and centralization of state was happening. Even if you see our independence also, at the moment we got independence, we are a more centralized economy. Okay, we are a more centralized economy. We followed what? Socialistic pattern of society, where the ownership of the resources are 99% was held by the government. So at that time the growth of centralization was there. Okay, but in modern times this particular centralization will not work out. You have to extend your political setup. Okay, and then only you can have a grip, like that he said. That is why we have the separation of powers are there under schedule 9. Then we also have what? The central government will not interfere in state will not interfere in center. So we all properly have doctrine of separation of powers are there anyhow. And Weber says that it was the olden days where you wanted to have centralization. Ashokan Empire, you know, that has been dismantled because of centralization only. So centralization of more centralization, growing more centralization will not work. Modern times should be having much extension of powers and you can have a grip. The modern times requires an increasingly complex bureaucracy, means the people who are actually dealing with the society. Okay, and they do variety of tasks. So that's why a state needs to be larger, more sophisticated armed forces, more regulatory welfare agencies, engages in a wider range of activities than was the case before. This is what he said, and this is what is the setup we are having at this point of time. If this extension means giving away of power, decentralization, if this extension of state sphere of action, its growth and development applies to both liberal democratic systems like us in their capitalistic socialist economy, okay, and with their collective economic framework. So whatever he is saying, that basically the more of delegation of powers with regard to welfare agency, with regard to armed forces, with regard to any of the economic institutions or social regulatory institution, if we extend the power more, then the growth and development whatever will happen, it will lead to more better results in the society and more suitable for liberal democratic systems like our country. Our country is both democratic and also liberal. Liberal in Article 19 is that democracy is anyhow the parliamentary system, the voting process, everything. Article 324 of our constitution, election commission, all these democracy all these are what? Precursors of democratic system only. Okay, so this particular more of delegation is suitable to liberal democratic systems in their capitalistic socio-economic context and to a socialistic system with their collective economic framework. So basically he says that just like USA, if you say USA is just like us only, so they are also liberal, they are also democratic, because elections are held even India, even USA, but there is a capitalistic economy. USA, India, also elections are held, but we are having a socialistic economy. So in socialistic economy, we talk about more of collective ownership of what resources. So basically here Weber says that the state should influence the distribution of power, should not keep it centralized, give away to agencies, give away to armed forces, give away to any kind of institutions. Okay, a wider expansion of powers will help to make the society better and lead to the path of growth and development. And this particular wider extension not only is suitable to capitalistic economies, but he's saying it also suitable to socialistic economy. I have given the example of USA. Even USA, whatever the political setup is there, whatever the administrative system is there, USA is also having what state constitution is there, then the USA American constitution is there, states having governorship, then USA is also having president. Whatever the state do, the central government will not interfere. The purest federal system means where there is no touch to any of the units of administration, any of the units of what power, power exercising, whatever the institutions are there, the purest form of federalism we see in what USA. So he is saying that even though when the distribution of power is happened in USA so good, there is no political problems are there. It is political very sustainable and suitable thing. Even in our country also, though we are a socialistic economy, though we are a pseudo federal, this particular delegation of power is still able to maintain and regulate our society in a very better manner. Weber saw such growth manifested above all means that growth of delegation, that growth of giving of decentralization in the emergence of trained, skilled, rationally effective bureaucracy. The more you delegate, suppose I am the owner of a particular company and I have given you one marketing functions to you. I tell you that you do all by yourself. So over a period of time, you will get more trained, more skill, and racially you will become a very effective person for our organization. But if I tell you each and everything, then you will not develop. So that's why Weber has said that if you give away more delegation of powers, give away more of the decentralization, you will create a trained and skilled, rational, effective bureaucracy, which is very important for a country. So he's also given one important aspect of governance principle. Okay, on this point also Marx agreed with him. Karl Marx, one of the again very eminent social theorists, he also said that whatever he said is right. Marx also wrote in 18th Brumaire of Louis Bonaparte. Louis Bonaparte is actually the dictator of Germany. He was removed by a coup with his maybe nephew, that is Napoleon Bonaparte. Louis Bonaparte is uncle of what? Was uncle of Napoleon Bonaparte. Remember this point. Okay, so in 18th Brumaire of Louis Bonaparte about the growth of state power in France, which he saw as a typical of modern state. Okay, so he described that how through socialism eventually the state would be abolished and society would govern itself without a specialized apparatus of repression. So this Marx is more of what? Socialism kind of person. So he believes in collective ownership. He says that the more of delegation, the more of decentralization will lead to what? The state itself will be abolished. There won't be much of the people themselves start governing without any special apparatus of repression. This particular example I will give you the association, like advertising associations are there. Like we are having many of the NGO associations will be there. Okay, then FICCI we are having Confederation of Industry, CCI is also there. So you can see that if the government is more of socially available to the people, to the whatever the groups we are having operating in the society, they will only make association, they will only self-govern. You don't have to have a operators above the particular society and try to repress them, try to say them to do this and do that. That is very important point here. Weber, on the contrary, believed that socialism would need more officials to administer a collectivized economy and society. So Weber did not agree with Marx and said that, okay, Mr. Marx, Weber said to Mr. Marx, Mr. Marx, if you say that society will only govern itself in socialism, my view is not at all like that. In socialism, what will happen that you have to create more institutions, you have to create more officials in order to make the society inclusive, in order to make the society very economically progressive. Like that, the Weber has said. So Weber basically did not agree with Karl Marx here. That's all about it for this point of time. I hope this is all clear to you. If it is still unclear, and if you are interested to be a part of my PSIR mains test series and knowledge gap, okay, concepts I will tell you in the total optional. If you are not able to find out, not have completed so and so topics, I will basically give the lectures on the particular topics to you. That is no worry about. So evaluation will be done every 2 days. You will be writing 3-4 questions. That evaluation will be done. Then I will ask you to by heart it for 1 day. A very good program will be there. You please call to this number, give me a WhatsApp call, or send me a WhatsApp session. I will WhatsApp a message. I'll give you a WhatsApp session to you. Let us discuss where you are. Don't miss this opportunity. You will be definitely standing tall when you're going for a PSIR option examination. Thank you. Take care. Have a nice day.